Pope Francis is strong, and he, on a human level though, despite the kind of superpower that he seems to be for the universal church or even the world at large, when you are speaking with him, when you have a moment with him, it's really as though you are like the only person in the room. I know even when he blessed my son, who's now 2, I can't describe the emotion that had for me, and he asked him his name, and he said bello, meaning handsome, and he gave him his blessing. And even more recently at another encounter, he had held his hand and given him, not this time the papal, the rosary, but this time a papal chocolate, a papal praline, and this was at the end of January. And I know from my times when I've spoken to him on the papal flights that he's always really given, during those brief moments, full attention. And we see that with whoever's in front of him, wherever, during any trip, during any papal flight, during any audience, that the Pope is close to the people and he really wants that contact. And I think that's really what's helping to renew the face of the church. About Indonesia, on the basis of what I've seen and reported about the country, is that being an overwhelmingly Muslim majority nation, that it seems to be a model of very peaceful coexistence between religions, and that it's a nation that's not a religious state but a unitary state whose constitution, dating back to 1945 with the independence, and the fact that even the Vatican and Indonesia, they've had this long-standing relationship dating back to 1947. There was already the apostolic delegate, and now it's the embassy, but there's been this long bond. And it seems that even if Catholics are a small number, even though a big community, because we're speaking about 8 million Catholics, more than 3% of the population, that regardless, there seems to be a good model for freedom of religion. We see in families that there are sometimes different religions within the same family. There are priests, as the Cardinal had told me in his interview, which I found really interesting. There are priests who have come from families of different religious backgrounds. So this is not something common, and it's really interesting. And I think the Holy Father wants to share and see for himself in person this interesting reality of the church in Indonesia.